And this is interesting. Actually, you know what? No, it's not that interesting. It's actually just as expected. Livibee picking the big map to try and discourage any kind of crazy proxies like we saw last game. But here we go. Down here in the bottom right. From SCS Sydney Collegiate StarCraft, the Pink Zerg, she is Livibee. And I know of a lot of fans who are going to be sad if she goes out already. And down here in the bottom left, the Purple Terran. From parts unknown, she is Miyako / Marine King / LDLC Comp NKP. On point as always. This stream are sexist. Yes, we are. Raise your bees. That is a new one. I've got to say that is a new one. Alright, and it looks like we're gonna have Command Center first. Oh no, actually I say that and I take it back immediately. There goes the barracks. We'll see if gas falls behind us. This is kind of one of the maps. Yeah. I was about to say this is one of the maps you could kind of get away with one Rax expand, but it's kind of like, yeah, why? There's very little benefit to one Rax expand compared to Command Center first or Reaper expand anymore. And it looks like Livibee's going to go for the hatch first. Pretty confident her opponent isn't going for 2 Rax or another 111888 near her base, which would be most unfortunate if Miyako actually guessed right. That would be that'd be kind of unfortunate. For some reason, I keep thinking Livibee is the Terran player here. I don't know why. I've never seen her play Terran. In fact, I've only seen her play a handful of times, and I remember the games very, very vividly. Most of them being at MLG, unfortunately. If you remember how some of those went. But, yeah, it looks like this one SUV is just gonna scout out, see what's going on. Gonna scout no gas. You know that there's no roach rush or crazy baneling bust happening just yet. Just yet. And this is just that awkward moment when you realize, huh, yeah, I could have gone Command Center first. It really is that awkward moment. We've all had it. Command Center goes down immediately. A couple of Zerglings are going to try and chase away this Reaper. And a Spore Crawler and an Extractor. Might keep that Extractor around. Slowlings cannot actually kill off a Reaper with proper micro. Unless it's on creep. Unless it's on creep. But a Queen can, and 2 Reapers can't take out a Queen unless a mistake is made in conjunction with some ungodly micro. Factory going down, and we're going to see some Hellion play. We're going to see a standard, quote-unquote, wink wink nudge nudge, TVZ, which can lead to any number of things depending on mostly what the Zerg goes for. It's to swarm host or not to swarm host? That is the question. I was there, ladies and gentlemen. I was there. Never forget. Hellion's about to be pumped out 2x2, hurrah, hurrah. And gonna lose a Reaper. That's a bit of an oops there. Want to keep those Reapers alive as long as possible. Can't say it was entirely unexpected. This is a hard map to use Reapers on. Particularly hard layer going on the way, and it's actually a pretty early layer. That's a pretty early layer. So I think what we're gonna see here is a spire, a quick spire, because Whirlwind is a really good map for Mutalisk. You just bounce between the main and the third, or the natural and the third, and then into the main. There's just so much open airspace that Terran's going to have trouble if you get that Muta pack up high enough. When I say high enough, I mean a good 16 to 20 mutas, which is a fairly daunting proposition, but bit by bit. Not saving up any gas, really. But she is on 4 gases, probably be on 5 and 6 very soon, as soon as that hatchery finishes. Hellions are on the map. Hellions really need to give that map control. Not picking tech choice. There we go, there's the Spire. There's the Spire. No Baneling Nest, however. And Baneling Nest is really crucial in the TVZ matchup. Because without a Baneling Nest, you have no splash for those Marines that are shooting at the Mutas. And this is not Brood War. Mutas do not go toe-to-toe with Marines very well. And there we go. There's Baneling Nest. Meanwhile, over here, Miyako currently sitting on just 1 Rax, and I think she might be meching. She really hasn't gone into any extra production yet. That's the thing, no extra production. Nope, she is going to go bio, I believe. Just going to use some Hellbat drops to keep things fresh and fun. And 4 Hellbats have essentially the same. Oh, Hellions lost over here. Get caught behind the caught by the wall there. Burned down a tree. Well, set the tree aflame. Didn't actually burn it down. Weird. Coupling's gonna try and kill off a third as a counter. There is no third, however. And 2 more racks come down. It looks like these Zerglings are gonna check around, and they like what they see. A couple of Banelings being made, and we're gonna see a little bust here. Try and punish Miyako. She's really low on units and structure and production. I mean, I don't know how she's gonna really defend that too well. I mean, it's only 8 Banelings. And those Banelings are actually going to go home. No Baneling speed just yet. Not sure why she built those, actually. I mean, that's 200 gas there. That actually, that's more than that. That is several hundred gas that doesn't go into mutas. Ironically, though, the thing Livibee is currently throttled on right now is minerals, which is really weird and awkward. And here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Gonna have a little bust with some mutas in the back. Mutas, 2 mutas is really not going to do too much, and Baneling's gonna crash into the bunker. Oh, needs some halfway decent splits. Oh, a lot of SCVs go down there. How many was that? That was 8. Meanwhile, 3 mutas here, really not enough to do any kind of overarching damage. But the 7 mutas behind it, now that could do some damage. Does not want to lose any of these mutas, though. Has to be very careful. I believe Livibee is playing from Australia, so the lag there is noticeable. And 9 Overlords. 900 minerals go right into Overlords. Make that 1100 minerals right into Overlords. +1/+1. Melee is on the way for Zerg. +1/+1 for Terran is on the way. 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Nobody actually had any upgrades. Except for +1 air weapons. So Livibee is in pretty good position, I would say. Did a fair bit of damage there. Up of almost 20 workers. And can kinda actually force this Mutaflock to split it. And these mutas can't actually engage this army terribly well. And this base is actually going to go down. This is exactly what Miyako needed to really get into this game and take a try and take a lead again. And with that base going down, that's exactly what's going to happen. Oh my God, 23 Banelings. That is so many Banelings. On top of a handful of mutas. Got to be very careful with these mutas. Baneling speed was finished. Oh, do not want to fight with the Mutalisks right there like that. 2 Mutalisks do go down, but the entire army here of Miyako is going to get cleaned up, no question. Take a look at the muta count. It's 13 mutas. 13 mutas. Not quite that giant flock you want, but enough to make life miserable for the Terran if she doesn't have a couple of Marines ready to pounce there. Oh my god, 13 Banelings. My god, Livibee, what is it with you and Banelings? Absolutely sick. Here we go. Banelings crashing in. The splits are pretty good there, but there just aren't enough Marines. And with another 13 Banelings in behind this. I don't know. Actually, with this many Zerglings and the Mutas and the Baneling support, so many workers are going to go down here. These are 1-1 Zerglings versus 0-0 Marines. The splitting is again really good, but now there's no more Marines for these Mutas to fear. There's 4 Marines on the field, and a couple of Hellbats, and a couple of Zerglings. Just complete devastation. Ah, oh, I don't think that Miyako actually can come back from this one. I think Livibee ties this up here. Gonna chase away, gonna lose some Mutalisks, but forcing her opponent onto one base, forcing her opponent to make just Marines. Upgrades are all square, but +2 carapace started, and +2 carapace will make this a nightmare for Miyako. Muta's coming in from the back door, and Marines actually running away. And now they're running the right way. Gonna try and save that barracks, that engineering bay, and no, will not. Splash damage kills off the repairing SCVs, very nice. And meanwhile on this, Livibee has a 4th base over on the far side. Miyako's gonna need a hell of a comeback to come back from this one. Down on 1 base, just making Marauders and Marines. She really did not have any splash damage, which was the problem. And here we go, major SCV pull. Total YOLO swag here. We're gonna have a full... At best, we have a base trade. At worst, we have the most one-sided engagement ever. Yep, couple of Marines tailing behind, and a Marauder going to try and give his life to buy time. This is it. This is Miyako's army. And oh my god, the move command! The move command! The splits are not good, and the entire army explodes to 3 Banelings. GG. Livibee ties the series up. That was fun to watch. I hope everybody else enjoyed that. That was fun to watch. Whirlwind means family. Whirlwind does mean family.